Today we're looking at all the parts you need to build a really good gaming system, especially for resolutions at about 1080p. This will kill any game out there at the moment, so a really good priced rig that will pretty much play any game out there at its highest settings. So let's have a look at the parts in this build. Right then, so starting off with the processor, we've got the AMD FX+Radeon. This is a 6-core processor, as you see here. The 6 denotes that it's a 6-core processor. It runs at 3.5 GHz with a 14 MB cache, and basically that's going to be really fast for games, and it's certainly an improvement over the Bulldozers CPUs that came out last year from AMD. They were a huge disappointment, but the pile drive architecture they're using on these seems to be greatly improved, and this comes with the processor you see here as well as the heatsink. CDs are still used by a lot of people, and DVDs for installing games and stuff, but they're increasingly not being used on computers anymore. But I thought it would be good to include this in the build. Basically just a standard Samsung, I think it is, but any DVD-R drive will definitely do for a gaming computer. It's not going to really make too much difference. RAM, here we go. This is an 8 GB set of ballistics by Crucial, and basically this runs at 1.5 volts at a speed of 1600 MHz, which means it's quite fast RAM. It's definitely not the fastest. You can get 1866, 2133, 2600, but you're definitely not going to see the difference in gaming really. This is plenty fast enough for gaming, and it has this quite nice heatsink on it as well if you're into all that. And this looks to be like the hard drive. It's in another separate package, which I'll just open up. Just put it through here actually, it's easier. There we go. And yeah, it's in, there we go, in one of those little bags, anti-static bags. Western Digital green, 1 TB. This costs about £60. It's quite cheap. Hard drive prices have been quite high lately because of the floods that happened a couple of years in Taiwan, but they're starting to come down again. It's a really nice hard drive, nice and quiet, lots of cache, making it nice and fast. The power supply is by PowerCool, which is a fairly new brand. A lot of people haven't heard of it, so they're a bit wary of the brand, which is perfectly understandable. But this seems to be a really good power supply, to be fair. Full modular design, which means you only plug in the cables that you need into the power supply, meaning that your case is a bit more tidy than it would be if you had a non-modular designed power supply, which means you have all the leads no matter whether you need them or not, so they all clutter up your case. It's an 80+ model, which means it's always going to be at least 80% efficient, which is definitely a must-have when you're buying your power supplies. Really well, nice priced power supply. It's about £49 I think, and it comes with all the features you need. 750 watts is quite a bit of power as well, and where is it? Not sure how many amps it is actually. I think it's quite a bit. I think it's like 25 amps I think. Nice power supply for the price especially. Now the motherboard. It's nothing too special, but it is quite a good motherboard. It's on the 970 chipset, which basically supports the AM3 Plus processors like the FX processors, and basically the 970 chipset gives you a lot of nice features. It's not it's the one down from the 990, which is the top range motherboards. But really nice motherboard. Windows 8 ready. We won't be putting Windows 8 on this one. The unlocked FX processor ready. Has 7.1 surround sound. You know, everything you want in a good motherboard, and should allow some nice overclocking as well. Now I've saved the best till last. The most important thing for many is the graphics card. This is the Sapphire HD 7870 GHz edition. 2 GB of GDDR5 memory, and comes overclocked at 1 GHz, hence the gigahertz edition name. And you can see runs on their generation GCN 28nm architecture, which is their new architecture for graphics by AMD. iFinity 2, so you'll be able to have loads of displays next to each other when play your games spanned across them. Supports Crossfire, so next year when the next generation of cards come out, like the 89 series and 88 series come out, these will go down in price quite a bit, but you'll be able to crossfire them, as in put two in the same system, and therefore get pretty much double the power, which is nice. Pretty much brings you up to speed with the new generation. And DirectX 11 for basically getting the best looking games, and it's a really nice card, especially for the price. It kicks the 660 Ti and the 660's ass and is much lower cost than them, so it's a real winner from AMD. This should be quite a killer system, so I'm looking forward to building it and getting Windows installed and just seeing how well it runs the games. So I'll put all the stuff back in the box for now, but thanks for watching, and I'll probably have a build video on this. If not, I'll definitely have some benchmarks on it.